all have read about food chain, which has different trophic levels. There are producers, consumers. Consumers are divided into primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. So we have seen how food passes, or you can say energy flows from one trophic level to another. But is it only the good thing that goes from one trophic level to another? Don't you think that there can be some unwanted materials also? Like whenever we purchase food, we get some small dust or something else, unwanted materials, isn't it? Similarly, in a food chain, some unwanted substances also pass on from one trophic level to another. Our topic today is biomagnification. As you know, bio is something related to the living world, and magnification is something that gets enlarged, that becomes more, from less to more. So let's see what is this and where does this happen. So let's see what is biomagnification. Now tell me, what do you observe here? What is it? A glass of water. All the glasses have same amount of water, but what about the color? Is it the same? What do you observe? It's becoming more and more dark. The first one has the least color and the last one has the maximum color, isn't it? But the amount of water remains the same. So can you say that concentration of the color or ink is increasing gradually? Can you say that? Isn't it? So let's see what happens in nature. Now there is an activity. Three of you please come here. Come, Tanish. Come here. And one more student. The first one is standing. First one is standing in front of one. Second one is standing. And the third one. I also need a third one. Please come. Come. Angel, come please. Shift a little. One stand after Tanish. What can you see here? There are chocolates. We can consider it as food. And there are pebbles. Can you see? Will you ever want this to have? No? So let's consider chocolates as food. Now this is offered to the first one. She represents the first trophic level. Take chocolates. More, even more. You are the producer. You can take even more. Suppose she takes these many chocolates. The second trophic level also takes chocolates. Now what happened? Maximum chocolates were available to the first trophic level. Okay? And to the second, amount of pebbles was the same and chocolates were less. Now he again picked up the chocolates. So what is available now for her? Same amount of pebbles but even lesser chocolates. So she also takes chocolates. Please distribute the chocolates equally. Unequal distribution happens in nature, but manually it's distributed equally. Please go. Thank you. So what is shown here? What is shown here? That the first one picks the chocolate for the second one. Now proportion is more chocolates and stones, less stones available to her. Then second trophic level, less chocolates but amount of stones same. Third one, again even lesser chocolates but amount is told same. So what does this represent? Suppose pebbles here represent pesticides. Pebbles represent pesticides and the chocolates represent food, isn't it? So this shows how food passes from one trophic level to another, and at the same time some harmful chemicals, here pebbles represent harmful substance, passes with the food, and what we have seen, that amount of food decreases in proportion, but the pesticides represented by pebbles remains the same, isn't it? So what we can say, that concentration increases from the first trophic level where the pesticides are sprayed over the plants to protect them from insects or pests. Where is it used? Where is pesticide used? Where do we use? By the farmers. Where? In agriculture, isn't it? What is the purpose? To protect the plants from pests. Good. So here pesticides are used in very dilute concentration. Suppose it is 1 spoon in a drum of water. Second level, how does it increase? Here many fishes, small fishes, they feed on phytoplanktons. So what happens? Pesticides remain in water. Phytoplanktons feed on, small fishes feed on phytoplanktons, and from various sources they get some amount of pesticide. So the concentration increases. Now these fishes again feed on smaller fishes, and from many fishes, they do not feed on just one fish. So through all the fishes they get some amount of pesticide with the food. So concentration increases. And further, the last level, where most of the food chains man exists, concentration increases further. So who suffers the most here? Who suffers the most? Top level, isn't it? And who is at the top level? Human beings. So most of the food chains, there are humans at the topmost level, and through all these food sources we consume pesticides. Now, let me tell you why pesticides are transferred from one trophic level to another and it is not digested. When pesticides are sprayed over the plants, they are not broken down to simpler substances. Why? The reason is that they are non-biodegradable. They are non-biodegradable. Means they are not converted to simpler substances. They remain in their original form, and along with the food passes from one trophic level to another. So you can see here the least concentration is here, that is 0.003 parts per million. In 1 million there is a very smaller part. Then zooplankton, the concentration increases, it becomes 0.04 parts per million, then further increases, it becomes 0.5, then 2 and then 25. So it increases gradually. Now is it justified? Is it justified that the effect gets magnified? Have you understood magnification? Now what do you judge here? It seems that human beings lie at the topmost level. We are the most powerful organisms. Does it seem so? We are the most powerful. They are so small. But is it that we are the most powerful organisms? What we have seen in previous slide? That the concentration of what increases? What increases? Pesticides increases. So where is it least? Where is the concentration least? In water, minimum in algae, who are the producers, in aquatic ecosystem, and gradually it increases. So arrow represents how how it increases. And human beings who consume fishes, they suffer the most, and pesticides have drastic impact on our health. Do you understand? So here, the level which suffers the least is the lowermost level, first level, and the level that suffers the most is the topmost level, the last level. Now, what are the causes of biomagnification? There are heavy metals, organic contaminants, agricultural pesticides and fertilizers, and industrial release. In our daily life, we use vehicles, so burning fossil fuels also release harmful chemicals. Using pesticides in agriculture also release harmful chemicals. They are transferred, they are carried away by the rainwater to the water bodies. So pesticides pollute the soil and water as well. So all these are released and they impact the organisms present on the earth. Now, ill effects of biomagnification. Pesticides cause cancer, very harmful. So even fumigation, which is done to control insects, or pesticides used, or other substances like chemicals like HIT, we use to kill cockroaches, isn't it? Even they are also dangerous for our health. You can consider them also as pesticides. So they affect our kidneys, our liver. They also cause cancer. Many birth defects the child gets from the parents, and they are incurable. Those defects are incurable. And thin eggshells. You can see how the eggshell becomes thin and it breaks. So the organism cannot survive here. Now before this, I would like to show you this video.
Chemicals found in it. Human beings are at the highest level in a food chain. The maximum concentration of chemicals is found in the human body. The increasing concentration of toxic substances within each successive link of the food chain is called biological magnification. The primary consumers are consumed by the secondary consumers, and they, in turn, are consumed by the tertiary consumers. Thus, there is greater accumulation of toxic chemicals at higher levels. This means that the producers contain the least concentration of toxicity, while the tertiary consumers, which in this case are the humans, exhibit the highest concentration of toxic substances in the ecosystem. Thus, plant contamination by pesticides has created another greater problem: the accumulation of toxic substances in higher organisms.
Now here you came across another term, that is accumulation. Since pesticides are non-biodegradable, and I told you that they remain in their original form within the body. So we can say that they accumulate in the body of the organism. So first level, when they are spread over the plants, they accumulate in plant's body. Then second, when consumed by consumers, primary consumers in the form of food, when consumers feed on plants, then along with the food, since pesticides are there in the body, so pesticides again pass on from the producers to the primary consumer, isn't it? Again it accumulates there, and similarly it passes on from one trophic level to another. So is that clear? How it increases, how the impact increases, you understand? Toxic substance, toxic means highly poisonous. And what is that toxic substance here? Pesticide, isn't it? Accumulation is clear to you? Plant contamination. Contamination means get affected by some unwanted harmful substance. Now let's answer these questions. Which of the following is an example of biomagnification? The first option is a fish consuming a smaller fish that has a low concentration of mercury. Second is a bird consuming a fish that has a high concentration of mercury. And third is a human consuming a plant that has a low concentration of pesticide, and a fungus consuming a dead animal that has a high concentration of toxins. So which option is correct? B, right? So it's bird consuming a fish that has a high concentration of mercury. So you came to know that mercury also causes, what does it cause? Say loudly. Biomagnification. Yes. Now this question, what is the primary reason why biomagnification can occur? Biomagnification occurs because pollutants are broken down quickly in the environment. Are they broken down quickly? What's the term for that? They are non-biodegradable. Yes. Because pollutants are transferred from one organism to another through the food chain. Because pollutants accumulate in the tissues of organisms over time, and because pollutants are removed from the environment through natural processes. What is the answer? It's C, because they accumulate. Since they are non-biodegradable, they accumulate. The third is, which trophic level organisms have the least impact of harmful chemicals in the food chain? First trophic level. And which organisms have the most impact? Good. Last trophic level. Now create a story putting the pictures in a sequence. You just have to put them in order. So what happens first? Is first pesticide? Okay. First is pesticide. Then second is? Yes, tell me, what is second? Yes, right. First is insect. First insect. First the farmers find insects on the plants. Then what do? They spray pesticides. Then what is the third step? Yes, say loudly. Say loudly. Yes, right. What's that? Accumulation. Yes, so you can see that the chemical gets accumulated in the plant. And what is this? The impact on human health. So what are the steps? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we always talk about sustainability, that the uses of resources should be such that it does not affect environment. The resources are available for the future generations and also fulfill our requirements, isn't it? So we talk about sustainability. Now let's see, what does this show? These are the methods of controlling pests. So first is cultural control. Methods like crop rotation, summer plowing, these control pests. Mechanical control is just plucking the diseased part and removing from the field. Biological control is using one organism to control pests, like cochineal insects feed on prickly pear, isn't it? And prickly pear is the weed. So cochineal insect is used to feed on them. And chemical control is controlling pests using, what did we talk about today? Pesticides. Yes, the harmful chemicals. So when we talk about sustainability, we should prefer eco-friendly methods. The most preferred is this one. Then this biological control also does not impact environment, and this should be the least preferred option. Now these are the SDGs. Ultimately, our goal is to protect life. So SDG 14 is life below water. We saw one example of aquatic ecosystem, how pesticides impact water bodies. So we should think of eco-friendly methods. And life on land, equally important, isn't it? Pesticides also impact the soil quality, the organisms on land. Recapitulate what we have discussed today. How biomagnification impact the different trophic levels of a food chain. Here we have seen today that the first trophic level has the least impact of pesticides, whereas the concentration increases from one trophic level to another, and its maximum here at the topmost level, which is mostly occupied by man. So let's have a quiz today based on this topic. This is a session reason question. Greater number of individuals are present in lower trophic levels. The flow of energy is unidirectional. Comments on? That's it. Okay, good. Do you all agree that A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A? Okay, let's proceed to the next. Observe the following aquatic food web. You can see phytoplankton at the producer level and different organisms on higher trophic level. The question is, which organism receives more energy as compared to the whale? More energy as compared to the whale. Where is the maximum energy? Phytoplankton. Then zooplankton, then the third trophic level. So which one gets more than whale? Okay, come and answer. Next one. Please come. Very good. It's correct. Now let's see the third question. Again assertion reason. Food chain is responsible for the entry of harmful chemicals into our bodies. Do you agree? Yes. The length and complexity of food chains vary greatly. Some of the food chains have 3 trophic levels, some may have 4 trophic levels, but maximum 3 to 4. So which one is correct here? Come and mark the answer. Next come. Let's see, is it correct? What do you all say? Is it correct? Answer B? Correct? So these were the questions. Any doubt, children? Do you have any doubt related to this? What is biomagnification? How can we define? Yes? Say?
Increasing in the concentration of chemicals as per the increase in the trophic level.
Okay, that is increase in the concentration of harmful chemical from one trophic level to another. What are the substances which can cause biomagnification? Name some.
Mercury.
Okay, mercury. Okay, mercury. Then pesticides. Yes, right. Why is the use of DDT banned? This is very important. Government has banned the use of DDT. Dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. It was used as pesticide especially during the period of Green Revolution. But now the use has been banned. What's the reason? Biomagnification. Yes, these harmful substances cause biomagnification. Burning fossil fuels also release harmful chemicals. Cadmium, very harmful for us. Even the groundwater has cadmium. Okay, it means it's clear to all. Another option for disposal than non-biodegradable waste. Do you agree? Why? Answer? Why is it a better way of disposal? Yes? How can they be decomposed? Yes?
Because non-biodegradable waste lasts longer in the environment.
Okay.
It causes more harm to the environment as compared to the biodegradable.
Okay. So what happens to the biodegradable waste?
They are easily decomposed by the decomposed.
Good. They are decomposed. Decomposed means broken down to simpler, harmless substances. Rather, you can say they add nutrients to the soil. So here, the option is A. Let's see. Is it A? Yes. Biodegradable waste contains organic matter that microorganisms can decompose through natural processes and does not accumulate in the environment, while non-biodegradable waste can persist for years and cause pollution. So what are the key words today? First is biomagnification. Another word related to it? Accumulation. Good. Accumulation. Then biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Then how do they impact environment? How do they impact organisms? So we should opt for what kind of lifestyle we should have? Sustainable. Yes. The key word is also sustainability, because all these biodegradable, non-biodegradable, biomagnification is a cause of concern, because we should have eco-friendly lifestyles and we should always think of sustainability. That's why we discuss sustainable goals, isn't it? Yes, so this should be our aim. Go green before green goes. Okay? So what can be the eco-friendly habits? How can we replace pesticides, chemical pesticides? Organic farming. But you know, manures are replacement of fertilizers. What are the replacements for pesticides? Have you heard about biopesticides? Like neem oil, turmeric, isn't it? You must have seen also use of these substances at home, isn't it? So neem oil can be used, turmeric can be used. So biopesticides, better option than chemical pesticides. Any other eco-friendly habit? Nowadays you must have seen that in the markets, marketing is done saying that this product is organic. Why organic is so much highlighted? Organic. Why is it highlighted so much? And we also want to have organic products. What's the reason? Because these are free from harmful chemicals. It's better to buy those fruits where you find insects or flies hovering around, because they do not contain pesticides. Do you understand? And where you don't find any insect, any rotten part, it means that contains pesticides. So it's clear? Now when suppose you get in the market vegetables and fruits one where you see flies and one where you see no flies. So usually we prefer no flies because the products are clean and ready to use, isn't it? But which one is better?
Flies.
Where you find flies, because that is free from harmful chemicals. So I think it's clear to you. Let's recapitulate keywords once again. Biomagnification, bioaccumulation, non-biodegradable,